to my podcast, So Sweet Violet. My name's Jules, and this is basically a podcast about all the crafty things I get up to. This is podcast number 6, and I've not been too long since my last one, so I'm pleased about that. Welcome back to everybody who's visited me before, and thank you to all my new subscribers, because I know there's been quite a lot lately, which is really exciting. So welcome if you're new. You can find me as So Sweet Violet on, let me think, Instagram, Ravelry, Etsy, Not on the High Street, Pinterest, got my notes there, and my blog, So Sweet Violet, which is where you'll find my podcast notes. What's happened since I last saw you? Well, life's been a little bit up and down, as you would imagine, but I'm feeling much more positive, and my head is almost exploding with lots of creative ideas, which is always a really good sign for me, so that's good. If you watched my last podcast, you'll know that I was making some bags to raise money for Help for Heroes. And thank you so much to everybody who bought one. Together, we raised £250 for the charity Help for Heroes, which I have already donated the money to. So that was really exciting and heartwarming, and it really helped me. It was a positive way to deal with some of my grief, and I really hope, well, I know that it will be helping other people. So that was really good. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you, and also I'm really sorry because I know there were lots of people who wanted a bag, and do you know, I always feel guilty when I have a shop update, whether it be for charity or normally, because it's just me. I can only make a number of bags, and I always feel so sad and a bit guilty when people who really wanted a bag missed out. And I know with Etsy it is a problem with cartjacking. It's no one's fault, but I understand completely how annoying it is when you've really been looking forward to something, you put it in your cart, go to pay, and then it's magically disappeared, and because somebody's beaten you to it. But I'm afraid that's just how Etsy works, and I can't change that. Maybe one day I'll have my own website shop, so I guess you have more control over that, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, really. And I think it'll be a lot of work as well. But for now, I'll carry on with my Etsy shop. I also have a Not on the High Street shop, but that's kind of bare bones at the moment. Etsy seems to be where it's at for me, and I'm really enjoying it. So anyway, I just wanted to say thanks so much for buying my charity bags. I was so touched and overwhelmed, and it felt so good to donate £250. That's such a lot of money. Yes, so thank you so much, and I hope to all of you who received them that you love them. Right, let's get on. I've got my notes behind me, so I'm just having a wee little look. Oh yeah, okay, what's in the making? First things, I've got lots to show you today. I've been really productive. Okay, I'm making, this is for me part of my Merry Along, which is happening right now. I have a group on Ravelry, so if you want to search So Sweet Violet in the groups tab, and you'll come across my threads. Yes, I have threads, 2 threads. One thread is for chattering, and one thread is for finished gifts. So anyway, I'll talk more about that later, but this is one of my Merry Along makes, and it's another pair of bed socks for my mum. They're exactly the same as the lovely blush kind of shell pink ones I made for her. And she really loves them. She suffers quite badly with cramp at night, so she literally wears them all night in bed. And it's a mishmash of patterns, as is usual for me. I don't know why I do that so much, but I really enjoy mishmashing things up together. So basically it's the blueberry waffle stitch pattern, my whirlwind toe, which I can't seem to stop doing. I just really love how it looks, how it fits, and how easy it is to knit. And I've had lots of people asking me about it, and so I posted a picture on Instagram with a link to where I found it from. So if you really want to have a go at that, just search back down my Instagram and you'll see a picture of this toe on these socks. I'll show you those later. So anyway, yes, and the heel pattern I use for this is a really nice heel. It's, I don't know what you call that, maybe slip stitch heel? Slide it along so you can see. I really should get my project sorted out before I podcast, shouldn't I? There we go, that's better. So it's kind of a, I guess that's a slip stitch heel, but it's really simple, really easy, and very neat. If you can see. So yeah, these are going to be very long, like the last ones I made my mum, because they're knee high, and then they've got a turnover cuff just to keep them more stable so they don't wiggle down in her sleep. So I'm loving knitting these. The yarn is super soft. I'm knitting it out the same yarn as I knit her other ones because I didn't want the next pair to be a disappointment, because this was just so soft. And it's Knit Picks Capra DK in Sagebrush. It's a really pretty, not really duck egg blue, duck egg green maybe. I don't know if I just invented a new colour, but it's very pretty, super soft. It's got cashmere in it. And yes, so I've got two, probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm knitting them on this one. What is this? Chalgu, I think. And these are higher sharps. Probably shouldn't really do that, but it was the only way I could kind of knit them together. So there we go. They're basically at the same point. And yep, so that's one thing for my merry along. Christmas gifts are going well here. I hope you're all getting on well with yours. Okay, so that's in the making. And I also have, I only cast this on last night. Oh, hang on, I didn't show you I talked about the heel, but I didn't show you the pattern I used. It's called Sarah's Treasure Forest Sock, and it's kind of with a story as well. There we go. Has a little fairy tale written into the pattern, and that, I got that from Ravelry. And if you're interested, if you go onto my Ravelry projects, you'll see the previous pair of bed socks I made for my mum, and I've put the links in there to this pattern and the blueberry waffle sock. Yes, I think that's everything I had to say about that. As usual, I feel like I'm going 100 miles an hour, but you always tell me that I'm not, so I think it's just in my head. Okay, my next work in progress, this is for my lovely niece, who I made the Time for Tea socks for, which I showed you last time. This is going to be a hat. Isn't that a lovely rib? It's 5x2 rib, and I just love, that's the colour. I just love the look of it. It's really neat. And this is the pattern by Pearl Soho, and it's called Big Rib Hat. And it's actually, I think, designed for, so I'm just trying to get the colour right in here, it's very strange. This is, I think, designed for men. but I think that's only the size. But as I've mentioned before, I'm actually a really tight knitter, and so I always end up going up a needle size or two. So I thought I'll just knit it the same, exactly the same needle size they recommended, which I've done. But when I did my long tail cast on, I actually ran out of long tail. So it's actually 7 stitches short, which is a pattern repeat of the rib. So when I finish the rib, I'll just cast on those 7 stitches so that when I start the decreases at the crown, it'll all work out. But it's such a pretty colour, and this is actually stash. I can't tell you how good it feels to make something from stash and not have to go out and buy it. It doesn't happen to me very often because I don't have a huge stash. Well, not of kind of useful things. I have all these pretty things that I just want to make socks out of. But, you know, kind of standard things, I don't have a lot. I thought maybe I might, when I get to the crown, you know, the last little, maybe quarter of the hat, it's showing up much brighter, but it's actually like a deep raspberry or peony colour, which I think will look really pretty. And I'll probably put a fur pom-pom on the top because I'm kind of into those at the moment. And these are knit on 4mm. I think that's a 40cm cable, which is pretty good. I'm enjoying that. So I only cast that on last night. And the exciting thing is it's housed in this beautiful bag, which is new. It's from Kate from the Loop and Bar podcast. Oh, it's so pretty and beautifully made. She's just started her Etsy shop, and she made these beautiful drawstring bags, and she sold out so quickly. I just wanted to be there to support her for her launch, I guess. And I was really lucky to get this, and she's such a sweetheart. She really has put so much love into everything she does, and I feel really honoured to own one of these. So thanks, Kate, and really good luck with your little venture, because you make beautiful things and you're so funny and you make me laugh and I love you. So that's in the making. So I've also got my breathing space sweater, which I really love but still haven't done any work on, and I guess really I'm concentrating on the Merry Along at the moment, so it probably won't happen anytime soon. But the lovely Tracy from Nora George Yarns is hosting a, what is it called? I cannot remember, but it's a knit along to, oh, I don't even know, to wear in the new year. I think that's it. And so I'm going to be entering into that, hopefully. So that's all my in the making. I'm just going to make myself a cup of tea. Today I've got honey and almond tea. I think it's from a company called T2. My son George bought it for me a while ago. It's so delicious. I had this really cute teapot, and it's got like a little mesh basket in it, which is really good because I don't like my tea hugely strong. So once it's been brewing a while, you can just lift it out, which I'm going to do, and just put it down, and then you've just got your tea just left in there, all perfect. And it's, the make is For Life. Don't know, you won't be able to see that, but it's For Life, and it's really good. I love it. It's perfect size as well. And my mug is, I bought this when Brian and I went to Brighton 2 or 3 weekends ago. We had such a nice time. I feel like I was still on kind of autopilot after everything that had happened before with my brother, but it was so nice. We did have a giggle. I had lots of giggles. We ate so much delicious food. We went to the amusements. What else did we do? oh, obviously we sat on the beach, and oh, it was really, really fun. We did some shopping, went to the lanes, ate more food. We love the breakfast at the hotel. It's just amazing. It was a 4-hour slot. I think it's from 7:30 to 11:30. No, it's 7 till 11. That's right. And we were laughing, thinking, actually, we could stay in here. Literally, we could stay in here for 4 hours and just eat. And we thought we could, but obviously we couldn't. Oh, we ate so much food. And they even had, I mean, they had all the fruit, melon balls and grapefruit and orange and compote. And they had all the cereals and the cooked breakfast. But then they had another kind of bit where you toast your bread, and they had all these gorgeous rye breads and walnut breads and granary. And also at the end, they had a basket, and it had Krispy Kreme donuts, pancakes, waffles, croissant, pastry. Oh my Lord. I tried to be pretty healthy, had lots of fruit. I had like the vegetarian side of the fry up, tomatoes, scrambled egg, mushrooms. But then both days I ended, the first day I ended it with a Krispy Kreme. It was so good. And the second day I had a massive pancake with loads of blueberry compote on the top, warm. Oh, so nice. I love breakfast. When breakfast is laid out, it has to be my favourite meal of the day. Oh, it's delicious. And both days we had the same table where we sat and we could look out over the beach. Oh, it was so lovely and fun. I love spending time with Bryony. We're very alike, and I'd forgotten how much we giggle actually, because we've really not done so much lately together because she's been working hard and, don't know, life's been a bit up and down. We had such a fun time. She is such a hoot to be with, and oh, she's my sweetheart. I love her so much. Anyway, I bought this mug. I guess it's a cup. It's not really a mug, is it? I think that's a cup, but it's so pretty. It's hand painted. It's a perfect shape. I love the handle. It's just gorgeous, but I can't drink my tea because it's too hot. So yeah, that was a brilliant trip, and I did buy a couple of other things, but I'll show you something in a while. Okay, let's get on to finished things. Okay, so the first 3 things are for our Merry Along. I can't remember if I showed you an embroidery that my niece, hat is for my niece, and also I'm pointing up there. Let me show you. The same niece who I made these for, these socks I showed you last time. Now, I've also made for her a project bag. She made this embroidery, and I can't remember if I showed you last time or not, for my brother, her dad. And obviously, oh, yeah. It was in a hoop at his house, and he was a smoker, so it was quite nicotine stained, quite yellowy. And she wasn't sure she wanted it, and I just wanted her to keep it. I thought it'd be a lovely thing for me to turn into a useful thing or a beautiful thing for her to keep. So I soaked it in Vanish. I had to do it twice, but it came out beautifully white. I think you can see that nicely there. And I turned it into a project bag for her with lovely Liberty. Oh, Liberty makes everything beautiful. You really don't have to do anything, and it's just a beautiful thing. But it's not just a project bag, it's a learn to knit project bag. So in here I bought her some lovely, I think they're Brittany needles, 4.5mm. I love these wooden needles. I didn't have anything, oh, that's helpful. I didn't have anything this pretty when I learned to knit. And I thought maybe to start off with a very simple face cloth or cleaning cloth, but I think it's too nice for cleaning cloth. So it's a face cloth pattern, which I got from Ravelry. It was free. It's called M Designs Spa Cloth. So I thought that would be a really good it's starting to knit. And I also had this in my stash, which is Sugar and Cream, which is cotton, so it's brilliant for like a face cloth. So, and obviously I'm going to teach her to knit as well. So I thought that's a really nice gift. And she's been asking me for ages to teach her to knit, so I'm looking forward to that. So that means some lovely time together as well. So yes, so that's my first Merry Along finished gift. I think I'm going to do the same for Bryony too, because she doesn't knit. Actually, while we're in Brighton, we bought some yarn each and a pattern for a cowl. It's kind of it's got some, must be short rose shaping because it comes down a little bit at the front, a bit more like a bib bit. So maybe I'll teach her to knit that first, or maybe I'll just do exactly the same as my niece Tegan's. But yes, so that's my first Merry Along Merry Along gift. So I'm really pleased with that. Second up is, this is for Bryony, who I call my sweet bee. In fact, I've always called her my sweet bee on my blog, and if you've followed my blog, or if you've ever kind of read any of it, you'll see I always call her my sweet bee. She's obsessed with bumblebees. She's an ecologist, and she did, I can't think what it's called, that big project they do towards the end of their course. The name escapes me, but she's done a lot of research on bumblebees, and she did some volunteering with the Wildlife Trust the summer after she left uni. She's just mad crazy on bees. Our garden has to be bee friendly, which I love. I really love, because I love bees too. They're very, very cute, aren't they? I always think when they're the bumblebees, they look like teddy bear. They're so fluffy. It's like a kind of a teddy bear bee, which is so adorable. I've made her so many things actually with bumblebees as the theme. I must show you, maybe next time, or maybe the time after, I'll show you some of the makes I've made her which have got bumblebee theme. Anyway, for my sweet bee, Bryony, I made the treehouse hat. I'm not going to put this on because honestly my hair is not well behaved at all. It's already been out on a walk this morning and got nice and frizzy, so I had to sort it out. So I will not put this hat on, I'm afraid, but it's beautiful. Love this pattern. This is the pattern's the treehouse hat by the lovely Melody of Bee Mandarines podcast and Instagram. She's so lovely, isn't she? I'm sure you all watch her podcast, but if you don't, do. It's so lovely. Sorry, I've got fluff on my nose. So, whoops, there we go. And why the colour's not... Yeah, that's pretty good. Look at the pom-pom. Oh, so pretty. Come a bit closer. Oh, do you love a fairy pom-pom? And there we go, little trees all the way around. So that's for my Bryony. Oh, I just felt inside something I must tell you. I watched a podcast called The Charm of It with Eva. She is incredible. The things she makes, she does so much colour work and lace work, and she designs her own patterns. And she is so lovely and so nice to watch. You can really just sit down and chill. She's such a lovely, lovely lady. She suffers with her health, which, it's heartbreaking, but she deals with it really well. It seems like she deals with it really well. She's such a positive thing. And she has her cat called Moth, her dog called Thistle, and she has a snake called Nutmeg, which are such cute names. Anyway, why I wanted to mention her, she showed recently a pom-pom hat she'd made, and how to attach the pom-pom. She just threaded it through. She made her own pom-pom, so where she tied it, she kept the yarn long, threaded it through to the inside of the hat like this, and then tied it in a double bow. which is fantastic because when you want to wash the hat, you can take the pom-pom off. Isn't that amazing? Because they never quite come out the same when you've washed a pom-pom, and then you can just put it back in again, and it's really sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. And I thought that was a brilliant tip, so thank you, Eva. That's really helped me, and I shall always use that. So check her out. So that's the Charm of It with Eva. She's lovely. She's in America. So the yarn I used for this lovely hat is Madeline Tosh Vintage, and it's in the Morning Dove colourway, which is kind of a bluey grey. It's so pretty. I love it. And there's the pattern, and that's from Melody of Bee Mandarins. So that's my second Merry Along make. Pretty good, but I've got one more. I love this one. This is really exciting. This one, I'm going to have to hang it off my shelf. Are you ready for cuteness, everybody? Oh, turn around, Missy. Oh, look. How cute. Hello. Little tail with a bow. Oh, I love this. Now this is from a pattern called Snowball Buddies, and it's by Susan Claudino, who is, I believe, known at Sherlock on Instagram. And you can buy this pattern on Ravelry, and you can also make, I'm going to cover this bit up, an owl, a bunny and a reindeer. There's the little mouse. I literally copied the colours because it was perfect. I couldn't have made the colours nicer. So I'm really chuffed with that, and it's a Christmas tree decoration. It's for somebody very special, and if she's watching this, she probably realises who it's for, but I'm keeping it kind of secret. But it's so cute, isn't it? I adore it. I did have some issues with the nose because I bought they're safety eyes and nose, but the noses, I couldn't find any like nice bright pink ones like it showed in the pattern. They were really kind of flesh coloured, which didn't look very nice at all. So I thought, okay, no problem, I shall get a Sharpie, and I coloured it all in bright pink. It was fine and looked really nice. As soon as I touched it, when I put it into the face, it started to rub off. But by this point, I've already put the back on, so that was a bit tricky. So obviously you couldn't take it back out. And then George, my son, he said, let's get the Dremel out, Dremel the nose to make it rough, and then Sharpie it again. So I poked in paper all around the edges so it didn't kind of upset the knitting. And that seemed to work. I coloured it in twice. Yep, looked lovely. And I thought, oh, it would look nice if it's shiny. Never happy. So I painted it with clear nail varnish. Well, the clear nail varnish changed the colour completely, and it kind of spread onto the knitting a tiny bit. I've kind of done my best to rectify that. So if I was going to do it again, I'd dye the noses. I think I've got either 3 or 4 more noses, so I may make some more. So I'm going to dye the noses first. But I do love her. Oh, she's so cute. Hello. Oh, spin round. So yes, so that's number 3. So I'm doing pretty well in my Merry Along makes. And speaking of Merry Along, every day I go on our Ravelry group and read through everybody's makes and comments, and wow, you guys, you're doing amazingly well. I'm really touched that you want to come over and spend time and join in so much. Oh, it's lovely. It's really lovely. And the only thing I find, it's so hard not to comment, because in the beginning I said I'm not going to comment on the posts, because then when I come to draw a winner, I'm not sure if it would be fair. But it's really hard. And also I feel like you must think I'm ignoring you, and I'm not at all. I read every single comment, and also all the makes that have been posted in the finished gifts. I look at them all and I click love on them all, but I feel like it must seem to you that I'm not there, but I really am there. So anyway, if I do something like that again, I am definitely just going to comment. And if I drew myself out for a winner, I just redraw, because I feel I really want to get more involved. But I'll carry on as we are, not commenting, but you'll see me loving everything. And also, if you want to post on Instagram, do the hashtag #merryalong, and I'll be able to see them all on there, and then I can comment, which I love to do. But we have loads of people who've joined the Ravelry group, so thank you so much. You know, I resisted for so long doing one because I just thought it'd be so much work, and actually it's really lovely, and I've enjoyed it, so we're using it more, I'm sure of that. Okay, oh gosh, I've still got more makes, but these are not for my Merry Along. Okay, I think I may have shown you these in the making, but I finished these lovely socks. These are for a friend of mine. The yarn is Knit Picks Felici in Balloon Ride, and I basically did, guess what toe? Whirlwind toe. Then I used the Hermione stitch pattern for the rest of the sock. I used a Fish Lips Kiss heel because it's such a brilliant heel for stripes. It doesn't mess up your striping, and actually it's a really lovely looking heel. It fits well and it's easy. It's a nice easy heel. And then I did a 2x2, I think, 2x2 rib. Well, I was a bit annoyed because I ran out of blue when I was binding off, so it's got a little bit of pink, but never mind. There, so they're really pretty. I love them. And also, I mentioned last time that I was going to be, well, I hope to join the Boxo Socks cow by Kristen of the Yarngasm. It's not going to happen. Most of my socks that I make are for other people, and so I thought what I'd do is quickly show you all the socks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs that I've made for myself and that are in a box. It's only a brown box because I was going to cover it, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe another time. But so I'll quickly show you these socks because they're not going to be entered into the cow. And once I've shown you, I can actually wear them because they've been sitting in this box in my craft room waiting to fill up, which is so silly. I should be wearing them. So anyway, these were, I did write some notes, so I hope I can remember the details. These were knitted a long time ago. They're all in my Ravelry projects, but the yarn for this was from Nora George and it's Freshly Picked Strawberries. I think I may have cast these on when Danny was talking about her Christmas Eve cast on, because she always does that, and I thought, oh, what a brilliant idea. The stitch pattern, these have been worn, you can probably tell. The stitch pattern was Hermione's Everyday socks. Even back then, look at the toe. Whirlwind. The heel, I can't honestly remember what the heel was, but it's a nice heel. So that's those. Number 2. These have never been worn. It's such a shame, but they will be. These were knit after I saw Maya from the Wool Barn. She'd knitted some and I actually almost copied her. Sorry, Maya. Oops, and these I called double the knit socks. For some reason, I made them too long. I made the foot too long. So I knit them completely and they were too long, and I thought, oh, I'll just wear them a bit big, but they weren't very comfy. So I just unpicked them to back down here, which was quite painful, and then knit them back up. But when I knit them back up, I did this lovely big rib, which I'd seen Maya do on hers. And that was knit out of Opal Sweet and Spicy. So that's those. Third pair, these are my mermaid socks. Actually, these have been worn too, very pretty. The yarn was from Baronvola, and the yarn was actually called Mermaid. Yeah. And the stitch pattern was called Charade. Usual toe for me. That must have just been a slip stitch heel. And 2x1 rib by the looks of it, but really pretty colour. Not showing up at all. Yeah, that's good. Oh, my eyes look so dark today. Not been sleeping so good. So that's those, number 3. Okay, these, I saw this yarn. These have been worn too, actually. I saw this yarn on Danny's podcast a long, long time ago, Little Bobbins, and it's called Weather the Weather. And it's so clever. You see the rainbow and then the pretty blue cloudy sky, another rainbow and a grey sky. And I alternated the heels and the cuffs. And guess what? That's those. Quite a lot. Gosh, I think this is going to be a long podcast today because I've got lots to show. Ooh, these are very, very pretty. These are... I seem to have lost the piece of paper. I wrote notes on them all. Oh, yes. These are My Little Pony socks. Oh, I think they're probably one of my favourites. Again, the yarn was from Baronvola. I can't remember the name. It was one I couldn't pronounce. Began with V. But it's so pretty. So pretty. Her yarn is so soft. Love it. She does beautiful colours. She's such a lovely lady as well, Vicky. So there we go. That's those. Oh, these were the fanciest socks I've ever made. Found them quite complicated at the time. And these are my monkeys. This is the monkey sock pattern by Cookie A. Really pretty. I'll show you one. So I'll put my hand inside so you can see. Such a nice pattern. A window. The yarn was by the Wool Kitchen and she's electric colourway. Really, really pretty. Oh, look at the colour of her. I've gone a funny orange. There we go, that's better. So that's those. And the last pair is... Oh yeah, these are gorgeous. Nice colours. These are my Forget-Me-Not socks. This yarn was from the lovely Helen of Yan Tan Tethera Yarns, and it's in the Tiffany colourway. The stitch pattern I use, which I really like, is Atlantic Current. It gives a really lovely effect. I'd knit Bryony a pair, I can't remember what colour, but in this stitch pattern. Look at the toe. Surprise! So yes, so that's all the socks that I had planned to enter for the Box of Socks Cow, but as I just said, that's not going to happen. So I thought I wanted to show you them all. I'm just going to put this down here. Okay, I'm just going to have some tea. Oh, lots of talking. Oh, it's yummy. Right, now, my next section is from the postie. Okay, I have a whole basket of goodies here. But first off, I wanted to show you, there's a lovely lady on Instagram who got in touch with me, and she's an artist, and she said that she'd really love to do a portrait of Mabel. I was so excited. I mean, how lovely. She just wanted to do it as a gift, as a thank you for my podcast, and gosh, that's so kind. So much kindness. Anyway, I said, oh, that would be wonderful. And she asked me to send her a few pictures. And this is what she did. Honestly, it's unbelievably wonderful. I don't want to show you until it's perfect. How amazing is that? And it's all done. Let's move my tea. Oops, sorry. There we go. Closer look. Oh, it's even got her little warties. She's got her Nanny McPhee warts. Let me look. Mabel matches. Oh, she's such a pretty girl. Actually, do you know I said last time she'd been really naughty? I don't know what's happened, but she's really good. She's like the model dog now. Yeah. Because I sent her 3 photos and she was going to choose which one she wanted to draw. And she couldn't choose, so she did them all. But her name is Samantha, and her IG name is Samantha Taylor Art, and she does this for a living. Maybe she does other things as well, but she does pet and animal portraits, and some of her work, I mean, this honestly, it blew my mind, and it's such a perfect likeness. It's unbelievable. So this is such a treasured piece of art, and we're going to get it framed. But I just wanted to show you because I'm just so touched that, you know, that's hours and hours of work, isn't it? I mean, how kind is that, to give up your time for somebody that she doesn't know, and she didn't want anything in return, although I did send her a sneaky box of chocolates. But, oh, it's just beautiful. So thank you so much, Samantha. And if any of you out there want portraits of your pets, please get in touch with her because you will not be disappointed. And again, she's Samantha Taylor Art. I'll put a link down here just so you can see. But, oh, so pretty. It's beautiful. So I'm thrilled, thrilled, thrilled. Oh, I've got a little card here. What does that say? Samantha Taylor Artist. Ah, she's got a website. Here we go. Oopsie. I wonder if that will focus if I do that. I don't know if you can see that. So, yes, that was such a delight to receive, and I couldn't wait to show you. Okay, so that's the first thing. When I was in Brighton, along with my mug and a new pair of shoes, I bought this. Oh, should I take it out of its packet? There's lots of tiny little, along the seafront, there's lots of really tiny little shops. And there was this lady in there, and all I could hear was this hum of the sewing machine. And I'm like, whoa, sewing machine. So I was in there, like a shot. And there was a lady, and she had a tiny little back room where she had a sewing machine and loads of scraps of fabric. And she was like sewing up a storm in there. And on the wall were beautiful embroidered pictures. I saw, actually, Bryony saw this one. And I fell in love with it. I think that's better. It's the clang. I'm sorry about the noise. It's my knee rubbing on the doorknob. It's the clangers. Oh, it's so beautiful. And her name is Heidi Rhodes Textiles. And I'll put a link in the show notes. But it is so adorable. I really want you to get a really good close-up. Oh my goodness, it's just too cute. I love the clangers. The noises they make are so cute. I think it's a UK thing. I don't know if you'll know it if you're anywhere else, but you can always Google the clangers. They're very, very cute. Where's my list? So many things. Oh yeah, I've already showed you my lovely bag from Kate. And I remember last time, in my last podcast, I was saying that I'd received some gorgeous gifts from kind, lovely friends in my hour of need. And one very special friend sent me a little gift. Like each day I received another gift, a candle and a scarf and some hand knit socks and some yarn. That was just so heartwarming when you're having really bad traumatic days, to know that somebody is thinking about you and you mean enough for them to make all that effort, because that's a lot of effort, isn't it? And honestly, I was so touched, and every day when something arrived I cried, and with so much gratitude, because it really did help my days. But one of the things, she gave me this beautiful scarf with bumblebees on it. I've never met her in real life. Her name's Linda. We're so alike, and we definitely are going to be meeting soon. But she is a true sweet treasure. She really is, and we're so alike. So anyway, I wanted to show you the yarn, but she also sent me a scarf with bumblebees on it. Oh, so cute. She knit me some beautiful soft pink socks. I had a gorgeous candle, chocolates. Honestly, friends are just a blessing, aren't they? They add sparkle to our lives. Anyway, she sent me this little bunch of mini skeins, which, I mean, goodness, that you couldn't get anything more perfect. Look at those colours. I don't think you can get these anymore, but they're from Yan Tan Tetherer, from the lovely Helen, who I've already mentioned. It's her Pedero base, and these haven't got a name, they're just called Set B. But look at the colours. Helen does gorgeous yarns, Yan Tan Tetherer. Look at this colour. Look. So these will be perfect for my memory blanket, that one, which I'm planning on starting, I think, around Christmas or after Christmas. It's going to be my 2017 long project. I'm looking forward to that. She also sent me this. She's such a sweet friend. I'm so lucky to have the friends I have. I know we all think that, don't we? But friends are just the icing on the cake. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? And that's called Charm. I think that's still available on Helen's, I'm really sorry about the colour, that's better, on Helen's Etsy shop, in Helen's Etsy shop, called Yan Tan Tetherer Yarns. That's so pretty. That would be so cool. Okay, so that's that. Okay, another wonderful lady messaged me and said how much she loved my podcast and could she send me something to say thank you. And she said, have a look in my shop. So I did, and this lady, wow, she's got a brilliant idea. She upcycles old wool sweaters into mittens. Look at that. That's just so clever. Anyway, she said, look in my shop and tell me which ones you like. And honestly, these would be so brilliant when I'm walking Mabel, because it's starting to get cold now. When I went out this morning, think it was 8 degrees, so a bit nippy. Mabel needed her coat today. So yes, she sent me these beautiful mittens. Look. Little hearts. They are so warm. They're fleece lined. And they're all handmade. Well, look, there's her. I can't do it with them on. There's her little label. She's called So Sweet Clover. And it's very like my name, So Sweet Violet. So that's quite funny. And they came from Canada, I think. Are you Canada, Eileen? I think you are. But how lovely. How kind. So they're beautiful and they'll get lots of use. They're so snug and they fit me like a glove. So thank you, Eileen. I love them. And what a brilliant idea. People's like sweaters they no longer use turned into woolly mittens. She has lots of beautiful ones in her shop. I had trouble choosing. But she also sent me this really sweet little project bag. Isn't that cute? And the fabric, I don't know if you can see, has like a knitted pattern. And that's so beautiful. Look at that little embroidery there. And it's a great design. It's one handle and it's got a pocket inside. So I shall be using that now I've shown it on my podcast. A bit crumpled where I've had it in my basket of goodies. Also, she told me actually this fabric line is Downton Abbey fabric line, which I didn't even know existed. But it's really pretty. So I feel such a lucky girl, honestly. I'm not used to all these goodies being sent to me. It's come as a really wonderful surprise. So yes, so that's from Eileen at So Sweet Clover. Lucky me. Yes, okay, this is for our Merry Along. I purchased some double knitting sock yarn so I could knit Pete, it's my husband, and my brother, if I get round to it, some lovely hand knit socks. And I bought these two lovely skeins from Elm Tree Yarns, who I have mentioned many times because I adore her yarn, and also she does the Beatrix Potter range. So they're really lovely. And this is Diane. And when I ordered these, actually, let me show you them closely. There's this one. The light is very strange. I've got purples and blues, greens, browns. I think this is going to be for Pete. I might do the heels in a contrast because I'm not sure I have enough. 100 grams. I'm not sure I have enough, so I'll have to do contrast. And this one, they're both one of a kind, so they haven't got names, but maybe I'll think of names for them. And this one, which is more green, kind of beige, yellow, orange, some teal, some blue. They're beautiful. So thank you, Diane. But Diane, being the lovely thing she is, also sent me these as a gift. Oh, I'm so lucky. And I think these are her Christmas Carol minis. They're so pretty. Oh, thank you, Diane. They're so lovely. I'm really touched by your kindness. So yeah, what a lucky girl I am. So that's from Elm Tree Yarns. And again, I'll try and remember to put a bar with her name on down the bottom. Gosh, honestly. Brain freeze. I think I need, whoopsie, I think I need a bit more tea. I hope you've all been well since I last saw you. I think it's about 2.5 weeks. We're having our bathroom done in probably in 2 or 3 weeks again, actually. We're having it remodelled. So I'm going to try and squeeze in another podcast before that happens because it's going to be noisy. Not looking forward to it. But it will be lovely once it's done. We're having, it's just all going to be stripped out because we've been here 7 years in this house. And the existing bathroom was kind of fine, you know, it's serviceable. Well, it was. And it's literally falling to pieces. So we decided we're going to have to get it done. But it's a lot of work and a lot of upheaval. So I thought, if we're going through all that, I may as well have some like luxury things. So we've decided to have a spa bath with back jets because both Bryony and I suffer with back issues. And so yeah, that'll be so lovely. Really excited about that. And I've ordered some beautiful, actually I haven't ordered, I've told the bathroom company which tiles I like, and I got some beautiful ones from Fired Earth, and they're like pearlescent tiny little tiles, so I'm really excited. But maybe once it's done I'll give you a little view or viewing. Anyway, back on to From My Postie. How cute is that? Very, very cute. This is from my beautiful friend Amber, who is Simple Love Made. She has a gorgeous podcast called Simple Love Made, I believe. And she has a brilliant style, very scrappy and bright and cheery. And she's such a sweet, heartwarming, calm, beautiful person to watch. You'll love her podcast. And she sent me this when I was going through my hard time. She thought it was perfect. She said it had to be yours. Tomorrow is always fresh. And she just sent it to me out of the blue. I couldn't believe it when I opened the post. It's just this darling little pouch. Look, all lined. So tiny. Such brilliant work to make something so tiny. Not sure I could do that. And it's adorable. I absolutely love it. So thank you, Amber. I really am deeply touched by your kindness and just thinking of me. Honestly, so lovely. I think this is last but not least. Yes. I also had another package. This lovely lady contacted me quite a while ago, I think possibly on Ravelry or Instagram, and also said she loved my podcast and she wanted to send me some Progress Keepers. Wow. This lady is Twirly Girl 17, and it's Susan. Twirly Girl 17 on Instagram. And Susan sent me these beautiful little Progress Keepers. Oh. Aha. So pretty. This one. So cute. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll hold them up in my hand. But they're really pretty. Oh, they're beautiful. Thank you, Susan. And so my colours, really beautiful. And she also sent me this. Look at the colours, look at the beads. They're absolutely amazing. If I cover my face, other people do them and it works. Okay. How beautiful are they? Those little glass beads. And it can either be a necklace, or I don't know if I can mess my hair up today. There we go. Which is super pretty. Or you can wrap it around your wrist and have like a wrap bracelet, but it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, so kind. And the colours could not be more perfect. Really kind of fresh. Look at that pretty clasp. I feel such a lucky girl, I really do. You've all spoilt me, thank you. So yes, so thank you so much, Susan. I adore them. all of them. So that is from my postie. So let me have a quick little tidy up here. So I've got some space. Okay, so I've already talked about our Merry Along. Do a little bit of my Merry Along and several others. There are no particular rules. Just want it to be very relaxed. Let's just have some fun, make some Christmas presents, be productive. And it ends on, when does it end? It ends on the 28th of November. It's the 1st of November today. That's amazing, I can't believe it. I keep going off on a tangent, but I went for a lovely walk this morning with Mabel, and it was one of those really beautiful autumn days where it'd been really cold last night. I think it was 8 degrees this morning, and the leaves have really started to fall off a lot of the trees, and it was so lovely. It's like walking through raining leaves. It was just lovely, and I managed to catch a leaf, which I'm not sure, but I think it's something special, so I made a wish on the leaf which I caught, and yeah, it's beautiful. Love autumn. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, it's the 1st of November, wasn't it? So the Merry Along finishes on the 28th of November, so we've still got 4 weeks, so that's long. You can get lots done in that time. My plan is, next up, I was going to make a cushion cover for a very special friend of mine, but I've changed my mind and I'm going to make her a hot water bottle cover. So I've made a few in the past, and I also think I maybe next year might make a pattern for this to put in my Etsy shop, but I just want to make my friend one for the Merry Along first. Armadillo, got to make the armadillo, who I think I showed a picture of the little guy on my last podcast. He's so cute. When I went to the yarn shop the other day and I bought some yarn, I thought I had enough, but I didn't. And the lady said, "Oh, what are you making with this?" And I told her it was an armadillo. She just burst out into laughter. I suppose it's quite funny, but I didn't expect that kind of reaction. So I'm going to make an armadillo. That will be crochet. And the socks that I showed you the yarn for from Diane of Elm Tree Yarns. So they're hopefully by my next podcast, which should be in a couple of weeks, I think, I should have a finished hot water bottle cover, an armadillo, and hopefully my mum's bed socks will be finished. My niece's hat will be finished. I'd have started or finished a pair of socks for my husband. That's a lot, isn't it? No, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to do it. So I've ticked 3 things off my gift making, and I think I was going to make a bear pillow for my gorgeous little nephew who's in Bolivia, but I'm not sure about the post, how reliable the post is. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not sure what to do. I may still go ahead and make that. Anyway, back to the Merry Along. There's my Ravelry group. Can you hear Mabel barking? She's in her pen. She's obviously woken up from her sleep, but she'll sleep in it. She'll go back to sleep in a second or two normally. Oops. Yes, so I've got a Ravelry group, or we've got a Ravelry group for the So Sweet Violet podcast. There are 2 threads, one for chatting, one for your finished gifts. And you can chat, you can enter as many times as you like in the chatting thread. Just chat away. But in the finished gifts thread, please just enter each gift just once, just one photo, one post for each gift. And I will be drawing prizes. Excuse me, I've got a fluffy nose, you know, from the yarn. I'll be drawing prizes. I'm going to be drawing 3 prizes. 1 randomly from the chatter thread, 1 randomly from the finished gifts thread, and I'm going to be drawing 1 from the finished gifts thread, just of my choosing is going to be I fell off my chair in love prize. It's going to be the thing that kind of grabs me, and I have to say it's going to be hard. Sorry, I was distracted. The leaves are everywhere, they're blowing everywhere. I was really oh sorry, lost my thread. Oh yes, in the finished things thread there are some amazing gifts you've been making. So inspiring to see them all, and I'm gathering up all these patterns that I've seen you make. It looks so lovely. And it's going to be really hard to choose I fell off my chair in love prize, because, not the prize, the winner, because there's so many already. So it's really exciting. Oh yes I did, hang on a second. Let me show you the prizes that I've got so far. Now, in my last podcast, I thought I'd shown the prizes. Maybe I did, because I haven't rechecked. But some of my footage went missing, and I blamed the fairies. But thinking about it, I think I forgot to press record on my iPhone. So it was me, not fairies, so sorry fairies. So far for prizes, we have got this beautiful skein of yarn from Tracy, Nora George, in her vintage Christmas colourway with gold stellina, which is absolutely beautiful. It's got a little stitch marker here. We've got this gorgeous White Queen skein from Diane, Elm Tree Yarns, which has also got gold stellina. Look at that, it's so beautiful. I've shown this a few times, but I just wanted to refresh everybody's memory. I've also got this absolutely crinkle, excitement, absolutely gorgeous Mrs. Brown's project bag, plus a, what is it called? Maple syrup sweetie. Oh my god, I love these. I really hope I manage not to eat it. I'm going to put it inside the bag so it doesn't tempt me, because I love them so much. So yes, this beautiful project bag. I love her project bags. It's such amazing. Look at that pattern. Oh. So they're my 3 prizes, along with the lovely Abby from Abby Morris Designs, who designed the 2 pairs of socks I've made now, Sweet Pea socks and the Time for Tea socks. She has donated 5 of her patterns. So they'll be, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to split them yet, but they'll be part of the prize package. So each package, there'll be 3 winners. There'll be a skein of yarn, a project bag, and some extra treats, and a pattern from Abby Morris for each winner. So that's 3 winners. And I think they'll leave me with 2 patterns from Abby Morris. So you'll be able to go, so I might have an extra 2 winners who will each receive one of Abby's patterns. So you'll be able to go onto her shop and see what you like, and she has some beautiful patterns, she really does. So each of the 3 winners, the main winners, will receive a project bag, a skein of yarn, and some extra treats thrown in by me. So I'll be making 2 project bags, and there's also this beautiful Mrs. Brown's project bag with the candy. So I need to get another skein of yarn and make a couple of project bags, and I think they'll be Christmassy ones. So that's the prizes for the giveaway. No, Merry Along. They're the prizes for the Merry Along. I think we're getting there. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for entering the Merry Along. It's really so much fun, much more fun than I even thought it would be, and it's really motivating. It makes me want to like really rock it on and get things made. Wish there were more hours in the day. Actually, our clocks went, spring forward, fall back. Our clocks went back last Saturday night. Oh, it was amazing, because it was like having an extra hour when we got up in the morning. I still woke up at kind of my normal time for a weekend, which is probably about 8. I get a lay in, that's so nice. And so it was actually 7. So I had a whole extra hour. So I went back to bed with my laptop, my coffee and my knitting, and I had a whole hour in bed, which I didn't even have to feel guilty for, because it was like a gift hour. the magic hour. So that was really nice. Anyway, I think that's everything apart from some odd bits. I've got some shop chat. I've already told you that the podcast notes are on my blog, so that's where you can find those. And I just wanted to mention an incredible podcast which I've recently found. You guys probably already watch it because I'm always late to the party, but it's called Hey Sister, and it is fantastic. As you probably can guess, it's two sisters, Tammy and Rachel. Oh my goodness, it is the most wonderful podcast. They are two really beautiful girls and they have such a sweet relationship. I so want a sister. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? I always wanted a sister. But they have this beautiful relationship with each other and they finish each other's sentences, which is so cute. And they're just, they just warm your hearts. They're kind and open and funny and chatty, and their projects are gorgeous. The colours they choose, the patterns they choose. I just want to make everything that they make. And I think they've just started making yarn, so I'd really like to get my hands on some of that, but I think it's really popular. But yes, they're two gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Watch their podcast, it's incredible. So I can't recommend their podcast highly enough. So that's Hey Sister Podcast with Tammy and Rachel. Okay, last up is just a little tiny bit of shop news. I haven't got any bags to add because I had a teeny tiny surprise update the other day on Instagram, which I didn't advertise. I just popped them in my shop. Well, and then I went over to Instagram to say there's a surprise update in my shop. Only 4 bags. So there's no bags at the moment, but I'm working on some Christmassy bags. I hope I get them done in time because I'm just thinking if you buy them and you're overseas, I'm going to have to get a move on with that. But I did want to show you some Christmassy things as it's the 1st of November. I did make lots of advent calendars, and although I don't plan on making any more, but I have a few in my shop. So this is the first one. This is a quilted advent calendar, and this is just one, the very, very, very last one that I have made in my shop. I'll show you a close-up. I love this fabric. These are both, no, that's not Tilda. This is Tilda, and it has roses with holly leaves. Can you see? It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. So it's got individual pockets along down here, 24 pockets. There's that little pom-pom trim. And I've hand embroidered Christmas is Coming along the top with a little holly, a little buttonberry. And oops, on the back it's all neatly quilted, and it has 2 little hanging tabs so you can hang it on the wall. So I just wanted to show you this. It's my very last one. I think I've sold 2 recently, but I just can't see myself making any more. But I do have the pattern, so if anybody would like to make their own in their own colours or just make your own, it's fun. I made a pattern, and that's also my Etsy shop, and that's my quilted advent calendar. And these numbers are stamped here. So that's that. And I also have, I think I've got 3 left. 3 bunting advent calendars, which I also sell the pattern, but I have 3 made. And again, I can't see myself making any more of these. Definitely not for this year. Possibly in years to come, but not sure. No promises. So there's this one. And what I'll do actually is I'll pop in a photo right now of what it looks like kind of hung on the wall. So I hope you're seeing that right now. So hello, back again. See, this is what the Bunting Advent Calendar looks like. It has little hearts on the end of the ties, and this one, I've made them in the past, either like 24 in one string or 2 12s, which this is obviously 2 12s. And this is beautiful, all Tilda fabrics, which are gorgeous, kind of pinks and reds and stars. So that's that one, and that comes in two strands for that advent calendar. I don't want to mix them up, so I'm just going to pop this over here. I've also got this colourway here, which is, this is in 2s as well, 2 strands rather, the little hearts on the end, and this is all in reds and kind of, I'd say dusty blues. I may as well open it out, haven't I? A bit lazy. There we go, I'll show you. This one has lots, I think this has 6 different patterns. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7, 8, 9. Oh! No, it has 12 different fabrics. I remember now making this one. Ooh. So you hang it on the wall. This one is, the numbers are in random order, so you can add little notes and gifts, chocolates, candy canes, things like that. So that's 2 strands for that one. These are the ones I've got for sale, obviously. And this one is very similar to the first one. And again, this one's in 2 strands. It's slightly different, but, or is it? Yeah, it's the same. There we go. So I just wanted to show you those, and as I said, I've got the pattern as well. So if you wanted to make your own and your own colourway, or if you wanted a whole 24 in one strand, you can do that. So there's instructions for both ways. And I give hints and tips on how to stamp on fabric, and it's really detailed, because when I buy a pattern, I like to know like the little tips and tricks of how makers, you know, their little kind of secrets for making things just perfect. So I like to add all those little bits into my patterns. So yes, I think that's about it. In my outro video, it's Mabel again, walking with Mabel. You'll see all the autumn scenery, and I think that's it. I think I've recorded podcast number 6. So it's lovely to see you all. Happy merry alonging, happy crafting, keep well, keep happy, and I'll see you soon.